In this gripping tale, Barry Allen, also known as the Flash, finds himself entangled in a complex web of time travel, superhero alliances, and personal sacrifices. Faced with a crisis in Gotham, Barry races against time to save lives, encountering unexpected allies and enemies along the way. The narrative weaves together moments of heroism, emotional struggles, and the consequences of altering the past. As Barry grapples with the desire to undo personal tragedies, he discovers the fragile nature of time itself. The story unfolds with epic battles, heartbreaking losses, and a poignant resolution that explores the essence of heroism and the acceptance of unavoidable destinies. In the morning of a bright sunny day, Barry Allen is found trying to buy a sandwich from a very slow serviceman and eventually gets frustrated. At the very moment he gets a phone call from Alfred, Batman's trusted assistant, who informs Barry that a robbery gone wrong in Gotham General Hospital and his help is solicited, as no other Justice League superhero like Batman, Superman or Diana is available or reachable right now. Barry gets into his superhero suit and becomes the Avatar Flash. He runs at the speed of light, all the way crossing different landscapes like roads, mountains, valleys, and finally a water body to the Gotham City. Barry finds an underground explosion just in front of his eyes and contacts Batman to come to know that the latter is busy pursuing a group who has stolen a deadly virus from the hospital. Barry gets busy saving babies in the hospital. Well, I must admit that it is a great scene, all the falling babies and the nurse and a puppy, and Barry saving all of them from falling on the ground. On the other hand, we see some mesmerizing car chase scene from the Batman, his gadgets, and high-end, customized cars and motorbikes, and ultimately catching the thief, but at the end both of them hanging from the edge of the bridge, on the verge of falling on the river. Finally Wonder Woman appears and saves both the Batman and the thief. Barry reaches the spot. The Batman and the Flash cannot escape the lasso of truth, as the Wonder Woman comes to know that both the former has fallen for her beauty and charming personality. As usual, Barry is late for work in the research center and is humiliated by his boss. His co-workers make fun of him too, as he has no real friend. Iris West, who is a reporter of a newspaper, is attending a press conference of Barry's boss, just when she finds Barry and follows him. Barry and Iris were friends in the school. After the initial chit-chat, Iris jumps straight to the point and wants to know how Barry's father is holding up, as he has to appear for the appeal in the court the next day, as he was convicted for the murder of his wife when Barry was still a child. Barry understands that Iris is interested in him not as a friend, but she is just gathering points for her news article. Barry quickly gets rid of her. Back home, Barry gets a call from his father Henry, from the prison. Barry is trying hard to get evidence so that his father can be proved innocent and acquitted from the murder charge of his mother Nora. From the father-son conversation over phone, we come to know that Henry is serving wrongful imprisonment for Nora's murder. On the day of her death, Nora sent Henry to the grocery store for a can of tomatoes that she forgot to buy, leaving her alone in the kitchen, resulting in her being killed by an unidentified assailant. Barry goes into flashback and saw a younger version of himself doing his homework. While his mother, Nora, was cooking, she looked cheerful and was dancing with Barry. She sends Henry to the store to bring the tomato sauce which she had forgotten. She looked real happy. Barry saw his father parking his car on his return from the store. Barry came downstairs only to find that her mother was lying down, covered in blood, and his dad is holding a knife stabbed halfway into his mother's belly. Henry asked Barry to call 911. Barry comes back to reality. He gets emotional and starts running. This time he runs way too faster and accidentally uses Speed Force to move into another dimension. He forces further to form a chronoball and travel back in time. As he runs, it feels like he is running in an arena, and all the milestone moments of his life is just there in the gallery. To his surprise, he could even see and actually relive the time moment when he saved the babies in the Gotham General Hospital. Barry meets with Batman to discuss the idea of going back in time again and fix things so that his mother lives and his father doesn't go to the jail. Batman warns him, saying that it would be very irresponsible, as this step can destroy everything. Batman urged Barry not to live in the past and look forward in life. Iris stops by to apologize to Barry for being such insensitive the previous day. While taking to her, Barry figures out that he could go back in time without anybody noticing him. Without any interaction, he could actually place the bottle of tomato sauce in his mother's bag so that she doesn't have to forget, and later send his father to store for bringing the same. Barry time travels and witness Superman and some other events at some point of time in his life. He finally went back to the day of the mishap, moves into the store where her mother was marketing and place a bottle of tomato sauce in her cart. As he runs to come back in present, Barry is knocked out of the Chrono Bowl by an unknown speedster and ends up in the year 2013 where Nora is alive. Barry comes to meet his parents and is overwhelmed by the experience of seeing his mother alive. Barry meets his past self and actually gets embarrassed to find that he is leading a reckless life, having absolutely no aim for future. Being insisted by his past self, Barry shows him a glimpse of his superpower when suddenly he realizes that this is in fact the day when he got his powers. To make sure his past self gains superpowers, the two Barrys go to the Central City Police Department. The past self is surprised to find that the future Barry can actually go through walls. Barry reenacts the event for 2013 Barry to be struck by lightning. Both end up getting struck by the lightning. Barry understands that present Barry got superpower from the lightning. Well, this makes him happy that everything went as per plan, except the fact that he lost a tooth in the process. Now it is time to escape from the police building. Future Barry attempts to pass through the wall as he did before, but to his surprise he cannot now. He attempts to run and realize that he lost his powers. Both of them come back home somehow. Future Barry understands that without the powers of the Speed Force he is stuck in the past. Present Barry gets incredibly excited to have a taste of his new superpower. The present Barry runs in the street in euphotic excitement, causing accidents and damages to public properties. The huge frictional force burns his cloth of regular fabric, turning him naked at the middle of the street. Embarrassed present Barry comes back to his room and eats whatever he can find to manage his hunger. Future Barry struggles to train present Barry to use his superpowers and ultimately gives him the suit which is required during running. They learn from the news reporting that General Zod is preparing to invade the Earth to find Superman. Future Barry tells present Barry of his past experiences of encountering General Zod and how he saved a child for the first time when he newly got his powers. Barry thinks he can assemble Justice League to fight against General Zod, but soon discovered that in this timeline there is no superhero except Batman. Both Barrys travel to Wayne Manor hoping to find Bruce. They are surprised to find that the mansion is in a dilapidated condition. They move in and search room by room but find none. Suddenly they were attacked by an untidy, long-haired, and bearded person, who is later revealed to be a different variant of Bruce in this timeline. Bruce explains to Barry how he has played with space-time continuum and caused havoc to everybody's life. He further theorizes that using time travel to alter history affects events both prior to and after the alteration. Bruce tells them that he has retired and doesn't want to be a part of it now. On the way back, they finds the Bat Pit and move in. Future Barry gets busy using the resources of the Batman to find Superman. Present Barry is not serious enough, doesn't understand the gravity of the situation and plays around. Future Barry gets frustrated and emotional too with the childlike behavior of his past self. Finally Barry is able to convince Bruce. Bruce scans his eyes and the world of Batman Gadget is here again. Barry is able to trace Superman in Russia. But how will he reach to him? With no power at all. Batman comes as a help and offers his Bat Jet to fly to Russia. Both the Barrys and the Batman jump out of the jet to reach to a research facility in the Arctic. Barry is astonished to find that Batman doesn't need a parachute. The Barrys try to move stealthily but guards are alerted anyhow. The guards shoot at Future Barry. Present Barry saves him by moving him a little but that causes a severe nausea to him. Finally Batman jumps in and fights the guards. Batman's bulletproof suit helps him dodge the bullets. He knocks off each and every one of the guards and clears the path. They forward further into the tunnel and finds a sphere where the Superman must be imprisoned they thought. Batman tries to hack the security system using his flip phone. Present Barry mocks this gesture and uses Speed Force to try and unlock the chamber applying all the combination of keys in split second. They move in as the sphere opens and to their surprise find a malnourished girl but no Superman. Batman doesn't want to add to the burden and proposes to leave her there but Future Barry cannot just leave her there. On their way back they face an ambush and Present Barry gets shot in the knee. Batman saves them all and takes all the bullets in his ballistic suit. They try to escape and jump in the pit. One of the soldiers dropped the spherical prism which was used to captivate the girl on them. They just make a narrow escape but not out of the underground tunnel, not as yet. Batman makes a calculated blast at the bottom of a rocket which propels them to the ground. Even after all these efforts they are not saved but are captured by the Russian soldiers. All of a sudden, the malnourished girl is found to be flying in the sky and deflecting all the bullets fired at her. It seemed that she gets her energy from the sun. She unleashes her wrath on the soldiers. She is all-in-one, bulletproof, super speedy and super powerful. She defeats all the soldiers and saves Barry's and Batman. Batman gets wounded and stitches himself. The girl introduced herself as Kara, the cousin of Superman. Kara said she is here to protect his brother Superman, who was the last son of her planet, but somehow her pod is separated from his brother and he was lost in the vast universe. Present Barry takes Kara to the roof in the sun so that she can recover her strength. Kara regained her power fully but denies helping as she is Kryptonian, not human, and because humans imprisoned her for an eternity. She flew away. In the meanwhile, future Barry figures out a way to recreate the accident which gave him powers and convinces Batman so that they can fight against Zod together. Kara flies to the battleground where the US Army and the Kryptonian Army stand face to face. General Zod orders to open fire. Army from the Earth retaliates. Upcoming war seems inevitable. On the other hand, in the Batman mansion, with the help of Batman, future Barry gets prepared to get electrocuted. First round of electricity hits Barry. He is severely wounded but wants to go again. Batman pushes the switch one more time, but ironically the electrical system cannot take such huge load and is fried. Just then Kara appears. She takes future Barry in the sky and exposes him in the middle of the lighting. Kara brings back the motionless burnt body of the future Barry, who is thought to be dead. Present Barry mourns for the anticipated loss. Just then future Barry comes to life. Present Barry prepares a suit for himself from the old Batman suit and returns future Barry's suit to him. With two Flashes, one Supergirl and a Batman, they form Justice League in this timeline and vows to fight Zod. The team sets out to challenge Zod and decides on the strategy to unleash upon the Kryptonian army. The humans don't know that the Justice League is on their side, so they attack Barry's team. Kara challenges Zod. Zod's army causes heavy casualty on the humans. The Flash duo attacks the Kryptonian army together. Zod's spaceship sucks the resources from the Earth in order to rebuild the planet Krypton. Zod tells Kara, it is not Kara's cousin they are looking for. They killed the child long before. Kara actually has the key in her blood which needs to be harvested in order to revive Krypton. Kara gets mad in rage and attacks Zod. While the Batman takes the fight in the air, the Flash's duo keeps on making strategies and attack and knock off Kryptonian soldiers. They use Speed Force to generate electricity and use that as a weapon against the Kryptonian soldiers. Kara keeps on fighting against Zod. Batman's ship gets hit and he crashes his ship into a group of Kryptonian armies. Kara is stabbed by Zod and the Kryptonian life forces are sucked out of her blood. As an unfortunate turn of events, both of them are dead. Present Barry gets emotional and runs fast to go back in time to right the wrongs. Future Barry follows him into the Chronobowl. They start again. Barry warns Batman, the other Barry helps Kara but cannot change the end result. Both of them are dead again. In zeal to alter the past, both Barrys go back in time again. Present Barry tries different moments of time but stuck in an inevitable intersection where Supergirl cannot survive and the world dooms. Future Barry tries hard to make Present Barry understand but he is not ready to let go. Suddenly Future Barry is attacked by a speedster. Both the Barrys fight the speedster and it is then revealed that the speedster is no one but the Present Barry himself. All of them are surprised to know that the speedster have been making the rounds a million times going back and forth in time, and this has created the multiverse of different worlds in different realities. All these worlds have different version of Superman fighting for different causes. They couldn't believe their eyes when they see that all these worlds of different realities collapsing and crashing into each other. The speedster tells that he could go back correct things but the future Barry is in his way as he goes back in time every time and let his mom die. As the speedster tries to kill the future Barry, accidentally he kills the present Barry who sacrifices himself to save future Barry and wipe his future self from the timeline. The speedster is just an eternal version of present Barry, so speedster is also killed. Present Barry runs backward and reaches the point of time where in spite of being emotional he takes out the tomato sauce of his mother's basket so that the past doesn't get changed. With tears in eyes he accepts the inevitable that his mother dies. The Flash does the real superhero thing to choose the safety of the world over his mother's living. Barry comes back in present. In the trial it is proved that his father has a solid alibi of not killing his mother. Barry is happy that his father is acquitted. A gentleman gets down from a fancy car and comes up to Barry to congratulate him. The man introduces himself as the Batman. Just then a tooth falls off from Barry's mouth. Barry is surprised and shocked to understand that he might have corrected his own mistakes, but that too has altered timeline, resulting change in the appearance of Batman and many other things maybe which will be revealed in due course of time. If you have come this far, please like, share and subscribe to support us to create more such entertaining videos for you. Thanks.